So we are live. First of all, I just want to thank everyone and say sorry for the technical issues I've had with my StreamYard. This is obviously, as you guys know, like I'm proper hyped to have Bobby on and to get an insight into how he's set about going about things. And yeah, so this is going to be cool as hell. I mean, first of all, I just want to thank my couple of sponsors. I got Cold Coffee, which, I mean, I've had to cut back on the coffees, and the old tickers got a little bit crazy. But yeah, check them out. It's www.coldskullcoffee. The Cold Start is like rocket fuel, and also massive shout out to Silverback Cuts for us also being a sponsor, and cool as hell, custom made waistcoats. So it's yeah, so check them out, www.silverbackcuts.com. And I mean, this, like, for me is like, I know I'm smiling from ear to ear, because like to be able to get an insight into like what the dudes are creating over in America, and obviously for Bobby to take the torch to continue to honor Indian Larry, as well as moving ahead. And obviously I've been diving in, trying to do a bit of research, and Bobby's obviously seen that there's clearly a market for machining, and still paying the right respect to Larry, as well as moving ahead and creating custom bits, and seeing that they're doing some stuff with the FXRs, and not just doing the traditional stuff that Larry was always known for. And he's done it in such a humble way, I think. So I'm going to stop waffling on, and I'm going to introduce this man that's taken the time to sit and talk to me, and I can't wait. So let me click this thing on here, and we'll get this man on.
Boom.
Hi, dude.
How you doing?
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you for taking the time to sit and listen to me waffle on and pick your ear a little bit. So first of all, please introduce yourself.
My name is Bobby Seeger Jr. I'm owner of Indian Larry Motorcycles, and currently out in not so sunny New Jersey, enjoying another day alive.
That's awesome. So no, mate. I think, like we were just talking off air, like you found the right balance, I think. So let's get a bit, before we get to the bit of where you obviously managed to become the owner of Indian Larry Motorcycles. Where I think it'd be cool to know, where did the love of bikes come for you?
Just from riding stolen dirt bikes in the street, from mini bikes to dirt bikes, and then I had a cousin that was he turned into a bike club guy, and so I've been around some of the bike club stuff, and I'm happy to say that even at a young age, I knew, fuck that. Bike clubs are fantastic, and they're fantastic to visit, and they're fantastic to just keep on going, go home.
Yeah.
So kind of turned me on more and more to motorcycles, and then turned me on for the appreciation of the motorcycle scene and the motorcycle clubs overall. And I've been fortunate to meet a lot of guys that build motorcycles, that ride motorcycles, that collect motorcycles, as well as guys that start motorcycle clubs, or guys that have been in motorcycle clubs that have been around for 50 or plus years, So it's good.
Yeah, man. I mean, and I think, like I said to you earlier, like, obviously trying to get a bit more of an insight into you, obviously with what's available online, and the fact that, like you said, like that you dipped your toe into the MC culture. You can, and I thought it was something that I heard you say on a podcast you did with somebody earlier, like, you don't take no shit. And all of a sudden, like, it makes sense. Are you going to
tell me you take shit? You shouldn't.
No,
nobody
mate,
should take shit. Not the boy, not the girl, not the man, not the woman. You shouldn't take shit. You should be yourself.
Absolutely.
But, don't try to. For myself, I just try to maintain myself. And if I have a little team of guys or girls that I happen to be either riding around with or out to dinner with, I'm for the team that I'm sitting at the table with.
Yeah, man.
And I try my hardest to respect everybody. And then it gravitates to little groups that are either T-shirt kind of club guys, or three-piece patch, or guys that have one big patch, they think they are a three-piece patch. I try to respect everybody, and even though you can tell most of them are fucking clowns, there's no sense in, hey, you're a fucking clown. It's okay, great. It's like a lot of people like to go out and drink and have a good time, and I think that's fantastic. I like to go out and have ice cream and have a good time.
Yeah, man, I don't drink either. So I think it's especially because obviously people typically think bikes, rock and roll lifestyle, alcohol,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm exactly the same. I just drink probably a bit too much coffee sometimes, but
That's the best, man. That's the best.
no,
Doesn't lead you down a road of a lot of problems.
no, absolutely, man, absolutely. And I think obviously like kind of it's weird because I can kind of see like a similarity. Obviously, being able to only experience like Larry's mentality off of Discovery Channel and some of the interviews, like you seem to both have this real. It's like what you see is what you get. Like I'm in it for the love of what it should be and what it is. And do you know what I mean? If that makes
Oh
sense.
yeah. No, I think it's unless you're really retarded, life's pretty simple. I know I learned a lot from my father's mistakes. At times we got along and didn't get along. To the people I'm around, I kind of learn a little bit from everybody. And there's probably there's less than 5 people in the world that I think should go fuck their moms. And that's pretty good. And they deserve it. They should go fuck their moms and stay away. But otherwise, I try to be as straight and honest, and some people don't believe it, like you say. They just want to judge the book. They want to judge the way you look.
Yeah.
And okay, some say I'm a big guy. I don't think I'm that big of a guy. I'm heavily tattooed. You would only know it if you seen me naked. Or most of the time I like wearing shorts and flip-flops.
Yeah, man. Like you say, you can just tell, like, being having only sat with you for 10 minutes listening to you, like, I think if you're gonna pick someone to take on the responsibility of honoring a legacy in a modest way, it fits. It's weird. It fits. It's like, like I said earlier, like I was like 12 years old. Like I was saying to my dad on the phone, like this for me is magic, and this is what I hope people really see. Like I was a 12-year-old kid watching Discovery Channel in Spain. I'm English, born in England, but I grew up in Spain. Sat with my dad watching a program, and all of a sudden going, "That's cool as fuck." And then like 10 years ago, getting sorry, but it's like 10 years ago, getting a logo on my hand because of the respect I had for a guy, and then 10 years later, getting the opportunity to hear the story from the man that's taken the responsibility to honor this legacy, but do it in his own flair without selling himself out. And I think that's what I hope I'm getting my point across. I think that's fucking magic.
No, I 100% get your point, but I got to tell you, it's not just me. I don't take on anything and say, "Hey, I did it." There's been a few different people that have sat pretty much side by side, and some their intentions changed as certain things changed or certain doors opened, and that's okay. My initial goal was to so Larry and I were partners, and when he died, just like in the very beginning, I didn't care to be a business owner in any way, but the goal was to keep Larry's name up, or like to get his name in lights. And in the first couple of days of agreeing on shit together, him and I, we made a nice surprise. I think it's like 3 foot, maybe 4 feet tall, 6 foot neon sign that says Indian Larry. Because I would tell him, "Listen, faggot, we're going to put your name in lights." And he would laugh. And then a week later, we came in with this custom Indian Larry neon sign. We've broken it 4 times, him and I putting it in the fucking van because we would transport it because we thought it was like him, goofy. And we'd bring it to shows with 1 or 2 bikes and a bunch of product and shit. But anyway, in the long run, the whole point is how can I keep a guy's name up? Now, I could say honestly that I loved Larry prior to being partners with him, right? We didn't talk too much about motorcycles. We talked about massage parlors, places to eat, coffee, I got no problem saying it. Alcoholics Anonymous, How to Live Life Daily. So that was a tremendous thing between the two of us and a handful of friends around us. Now, nobody else in the shop was on that 100% on the same page. They didn't need to be. They didn't have as many fucked up things going on as, I'd say, him and I or a handful of people. But that was the goal. The goal was like, man, this cocksucker talked me into being partners with him. My lovely wife at the time had a better background on business and shit like that than I do. I still don't have. And, you know, it never said anybody's name other than Indian Larry's. When he died, we somewhat agreed to calling it Indian Larry Legacy.
Yeah.
When the divorce happened with a couple of us on that one, it went into being Indian Larry Motorcycles. Figured that's nice and simple. It doesn't say it's Bobby Seeger's. It didn't say Bobby and Elise's. It didn't say Paul Cox. It didn't say fucking nothing else. It's Indian Larry Motorcycles. I figure, why not? That's the whole, you know, it doesn't have to be me on the front. We could still put Indian Larry's photo out there, and why not? That was the point, you know? And people motherfuck me now, a handful, and I love it, because they think, some think, we shouldn't be making parts for bikes like road glides or Dyners. And to be honest, I don't give a shit. I call every bike a Sportster. Yeah. I don't care what you think. You either like the stuff or you don't.
No, I think, Bobby, I think what's so cool is like, and it's fucking like, it excites me because it's like, I say to people, like, everyone has a fucking opinion until shit hits the fan and then no one else is around. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course.
You know, like,
it's over 20 years of people's opinions. And, you know, at one point I had a little mailbox and I had glued it shut and said, you know, right here, this box takes your opinions. You know, but you couldn't get the opinion box open because I don't want your fucking opinion.
Love it.
You know. But anyway, the thing is, try to live every day as good as possible. Yeah. A lot of people think we're big and we're balling, but that's not the case, man. It's like, man, how do we just kind of get by? We've said no to too many things to actually generate money where we can have a bigger team. We can get a little bit more done, maybe do a few things. But I'll go back to, like I said, I suck with business stuff, you know?
I'm the same, man. I'm the honest to God, it's fucking magic. Yeah, I know I'm just like, fucking, I love it. I know, and I'm sorry, it's just like fucking like, almost like fanboying out on it because it's like, it was such a big part of my life. Like, just to kind of resonate with real people because like there is so much fake shit out there. And I think like what I've noticed in the time that I've been doing this is, when you describe something on paper, it doesn't make sense, but that's where the magic is. Like the fact that like you don't care what fucking opinions are and like gluing the lid shut on that, like that's why it works. Do you know what I mean? That's how you've been able to continue on this road of like, I am what I am. We are doing what we're doing. Like you said, no one would have thought that you would be making stuff for road glides and that. But at the end of the day, what the fuck does it matter that anyone else has that opinion? Because they're not going to come over and pay the bills, keep the lights on, keep your guys fed and watered and the bills paid.
But I'll tell you this: there is a good amount of people that have asked for the logo to be, put out on other derby covers, and in a variety of things. So, a guy named John the Painter has been in the umbrella for maybe 14 years. Maybe 13 years. I don't know. Another kid, Sebastian, I think he's been around 20 years. He does a tremendous amount of fabricating. He makes all the frames, the handlebars, all the little knick-knack things that aren't made in the CNC machine. And John went from painting to CAD design. We picked up a couple of CNC machines. We tried to do as much in-house as possible to, I guess, quality control would be one of the things, and limit on how many pieces we make that get out there.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, then we got Gabby, who runs the website, everyday ruckus of shit. Elisa, she broke off from the business. She managed Larry, booked shows. She did all the clothing. But she got fed up with the rest of the shit.
Yeah.
Which I can't blame her. You know what I mean? There's a
Yeah.
lot of aggravation having any kind of business. And then when you have it with a bunch of fucking meatheads, it blows even more, you know? And then I got my daughter who's young, 18. She'll be going to college. She took a little time off. She's in the shop, and what else is she going to do? She's going to learn to clean the bathroom. You know, she packages parts. She fulfills orders, you know, shit like that.
Yep.
Because why not, right? I mean, fuck it. And at the end of the day, I personally don't want to be much bigger. I think we're big enough. Maybe just a little bit. We could do a little bit more, a couple of different things. But, you know, a couple of motorcycles, they come out kind of at when we want, you know, and I've had 3 problems, 3 different guys in 24 years. That's not too bad.
That's good, man.
You know? One guy's a British guy, too.
Really?
Yeah.
And you know what, Bobby? Like, that's what, like the fact that you're, like, so fucking humble and realistic with it, like, I don't think you're, like, I'm on the other side of the fucking world to you, man. And, like, and the shop that you've taken responsibility of, like, man, it carries weight. Like, honestly, like I said, I'm like 2,000 miles away from where I watched this when I discovered like Bike Build Off, and like what you guys have created has, honest to God, fucking shaped a movement in the custom scene. So fucking humble, and I think it'd be interesting to know what is it you think that people were so fucking pulled to. Because like your attitude, even though you're like maybe a little bit more serious than like how Larry came across, but you both make fucking sense on the same page. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is it you think people are attracted to that?
I don't pay no attention what people are attracted to. Fucking
and probably that's why, mate. And honest to God, that's probably why. Like, you don't fuck it. It is what it is. Like, I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. We're gonna do it. You're gonna either dig it or you're not. It's like some people, they say, man, hey, you know, I want that bike to be baby blue. I go, man, if you were only in the early phase, we would have painted it. Yeah, we probably wouldn't paint it baby blue for you. I'd rather see it hot pink. You know, we make bikes and then we sell them. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of a dick way in a way, but then it's like, hey, we want quality over quantity. We cost more and we take longer. Like a Jeff Decker, that fucking handsome bastard. He said it the best. You know, cost more, take longer. He's just, yeah. And if something breaks, we send out the replacement part. If you're not anywhere near us, it's like, you know, we're no different than you, and we're no different than anybody. We put our pants on the same way. I mean, come on, it's very simple.
Yep.
You know, it's who's gonna fuck up a simple thing? Complicated people.
So it'd be interesting because I said to myself in the car, like, I'd be interested. What if you don't mind me asking, what made you like that? Like black is black, white is white. Let's fucking simplify shit. What I mean, obviously you can go. You know, you don't have to touch on things.
I don't know. It's.
Have you always been like this?
I'm 54. I've been like this for the majority of my life.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, you like they say, you call a spade a spade. You fucking. You know, that's the best thing you can do. Show up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
show
absolutely.
Up, you're halfway through. You can't please everybody. That's really the big thing. Don't try to please everybody, and know that you can't please them even when you're not trying to please them. Most people suck anyhow.
That's no, mate, you're so fucking right.
Don't get on the bandwagon, and who cares about egos and stuff like that.
And the thing is like, just by listening to like the way you're talking, like it's crazy because it then makes sense as to how and why the bikes were built the way they were. Like, they were built for fucking. I remember seeing a clip somewhere. It's like, we live in New York. Like, we have crazy roads, lots of traffic. We need to carve through cars, and we want the punch in the engine to get through and get just
absolutely.
Like 100%. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's fucking cool, man.
Now we do it on road glides. And it's, you know, I don't know the difference. I don't know the Celsius, all that shit, but, you know, it's, I don't know what it is now, maybe 35 degrees. It's cold, but it's nice. It's crisp. I came out to support some guys from this place, Gregor Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and a bunch of us rode on motorcycles. And, you know, what would have took an hour, it took 20 minutes.
Yeah,
boogie,
absolutely.
Fucking boogie.
Do you ride a lot?
Pretty much every day.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Man.
Had a whole bunch of custom bikes, shop bikes. Sold them all. Got divorced. You know, got 2 more that are slowly getting put together. They'll be pretty fucking smoking bikes. About a year ago, picked up a Road Glide just to dismantle it and make some parts. We made triple trees and risers and gauges and handlebars and foot pegs, and we went for that. Um, just to jump into that market a little bit, scratch the surface a little. So J&P Cycles is a catalog company in the States. They took us on, and then we're gonna finish up some of the Italians and the motorcycle superstore there.
Oh, that's cool.
They're picking up a bunch of stuff, and yeah, man, it's good. We've avoided television. We've had a bunch of goofy interviews. Some people, they say, how the fuck, why you eat ice cream in the interview? I go, man, it's just in the moment. What do you want me to do? Drink a Budweiser? I don't drink.
Yeah, no, mate, honestly, and it's like it's fucking, it's just such a cool fucking, because the world's fucking crazy. It's like I said to you earlier. Like, what I've noticed is people are looking for real shit. They don't even know they're looking for it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like what you've got is just fucking plain and simple on the plate. Like, this is it. Don't like it. Fuck off. Like, it's
true.
It's fucking cool.
And what's wacky is we put on a party once a year, right?
Yeah,
it's
the
our block party in September. Yeah. It's pretty neat, and it's just grown to be more and more people. So it's like sometimes I was talking, like I said, with Paul Cox, and I bounce things off John the Painter all the time. And I have no problem bouncing things off anybody on the day I'm willing to listen, which is most days. Because that person that I don't think will have the best advice may come out with something really good that day. So it's like I kind of filter a little bit from everybody. And, I often wondered for myself, did I do the right thing? Am I doing the right thing in regards to maybe we made too many whatever part, or maybe I went to too many shows, or maybe there's a lot of maybes, but it really don't matter at the end of the day. We're going to keep going at the pace we're going, kind of just trucking along. It's, you go places, people either like you or they don't like you,
Yeah.
I get beautiful messages. I always tell people I'm at 70 North 15th Street, Brooklyn, New York. Come on down. We can hug. We can roll around. If you're really an asshole, you can come sit on my lap. It's good. Fucking always got espresso.
Yeah, man.
And if you play your cards right, we'll go for the best Italian gelato in the world.
Oh, awesome! That's so fucking cool. So that's what I mean, and that's what, and exactly the point I'm saying is like, people want to be part of this world that you guys have because you're keeping it real, and they don't even know that's why. Like, I think that's what it is. I don't just think it's the fact that it built such cool fucking bikes. Like, I think it's just the fact that, like you say, it's just, this is what it is. Like, and I think as humans, most of us overcomplicate shit, and all of a sudden it doesn't make sense that it's so simple. The recipe is so fucking simple.
It's very, very simple.
Yeah. It's
the bottom line is do your best to not be a dick. Right? For myself, I look in the mirror, I go, hey, buddy, do your best to not be a dick today. Worry about tomorrow, but today, don't be a dick.
That's so fucking cool, man. It's
very, very simple.
So if you don't mind me asking, do you fabricate as well?
I try to do nothing. I try to talk shit. I try to make sure that there's espresso. I try to make sure that certain things go on. I'll clean the machines. I don't want to do any of the other stuff because then I feel like there's specific spots people should be in. Right. Some guys enjoy doing certain things. Some guys try to control and enjoy a little bit, but control everything. Me, I can care less about controlling shit. I want to know, are we going to go in the ocean or are we going to go in the bay?
Right on, man.
Yeah. Everything I learned in trade school went out the window, and anything I learned on motorcycles doesn't really apply anymore because you have to keep your head in it. Otherwise, you're just going to fuck up.
Yeah.
So leave it to the experts. I happen to have some of what I feel are the best. And if my guys don't do it, I know somebody that does. You know,
That's
it's
incredible.
kind of simple, you know.
And I think that's the secret of it, Bobby, mate. I think you just fucking just nailed the recipe right, haven't fucked with it, and just let it fucking run, you know?
yeah.
It's
Listen, it's not my game. It's everybody, you know, as a group, as an overall. It's a playing field, you know.
yeah, no, absolutely, mate. I mean, I interviewed Lloyd, a guy up in North Yorkshire, and he builds some really cool like shovels and pans, and
Uh-huh.
and even he said the same type of thing. Like he said, like I build bikes. I'm not an engine builder, so why wouldn't I recommend a guy to service and overhaul the engine? You know,
Sure.
and it's exactly the same. Do you know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
then you
Why
start to,
not?
you know, and when you start to really think of why is it and how is it these certain people, because there's thousands of people building bikes, but there's a select handful that elevate not just in the skill set, but they're also elevating because of the way they look at everything. It's so simple and direct. Do you know? It's
Absolutely. Yep.
and it just makes it like them, and I'm on like a fucking crazy learning journey with it. It's like I honestly, I know I keep hyping up on it. Like I never would have thought I'd be sat listening to stories of like one of the fucking like a team of greats. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
because
but
you
at the
are
end of the
like,
day, man, you're gonna hear the internet's wild. You can see so much shit about what Larry's got going on, and then some of the things that have gone on since his passing, right? And you know, the quality of bikes is different. You know, Larry didn't go out and just build whole frames; he modified frames, like all these little things.
yeah,
Um, but he was a character. You know, he had something about him that I personally thought was the shit. So I enjoyed his company. I enjoyed the little bit on the road. All good stuff, man.
yeah.
You know.
When did you guys like first come across each other? Like, did you have like mutual friends, or was it like,
Yeah. A few mutual friends. You know, I'd seen him in some magazines like Iron Horse, um, and then seen him at some hardcore shows. A specific woman, Andrea, was a buddy of his. Dated his roommate. She was a tattoo. She owned a place called Eastside Ink in the city. Um, and I started getting tattooed from her in '93,
wow,
and that's when I'd first seen Larry come shuffling in. Uh, Fucking character that he was.
that's so fucking cool,
So,
man.
and then it was just a lot of mutual friends, and you know, and uh, sometimes when you don't party and you're around a lot of people that happen to party, you tend to notice who doesn't party.
Yeah,
And I don't party. I don't
yeah.
party like that.
I'm the same, exactly the same, man.
It's
It's
not bad.
no,
And I ain't
no,
ashamed. I
it's
ain't worried. I'm not insecure. I don't. All those little things left me as a young boy,
yeah,
and I'm comfortable with myself and life. And there must have been some kind of a comfort for him being around me because he's the one that I never looked to get into a business. You know what I mean? Got
yeah,
talked into it. But
yeah.
anyway, it's good.
No, yeah, man. Yeah, it's cool. It's like just to give you an idea, like I've just been invited to be a co-host on a new. Well, I say just been invited. We've done 2 episodes, and one of the guys. So to give you an idea of how much of an impact like this whole like the Larry's had around the world, like one of the co-hosts is into VWs, so he doesn't build bikes, doesn't ride
Sure.
bikes, and we were talking on the last episode about Larry, you know, before I even spoke to you, and he actually rolls his sleeve up and he shows like how Larry had like the cartoon style like zaggedy leg.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like so like I wanted to, because like I said I listened to a couple of episodes that you were with some previous podcasters, and I could kind of tell like that you're not interested in the stats and that, but like to give you an idea of how big like the reach that Larry had around the world. Like I looked up some of the episodes of the Bike and Build Off just on YouTube. So like
Uh-huh.
one episode had 3.1 million views and was uploaded 13 years ago. Like,
Yeah. It's crazy.
you know, do you know what I mean? And it's like
Fuck yeah.
it's like fucking hell, like, and then like obviously Billy Lane did a comparison to one of his bikes and one of Larry's bikes only a year ago, right?
Sure.
And it had over 1 million views, and
Yeah.
and like And like to say that our culture that we all love is massively smaller than like football, like boxing, like
Absolutely.
sports. When
Yeah.
you, I reckon if you ran some numbers and did some like calculations, I reckon the reach per 10 people is bigger. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
and you know, and that's what I mean. Like, and then obviously, like again, I wanted to make sure I got some numbers roughly right. Like, obviously the Mac and the auction like of Larry's bikes, like,
Uh-huh.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like
The Mecum
200
auction. Yeah, yeah.
mating, incredible.
Yeah.
Like it, and this is what I mean. Like surely there's been times that you've sat there and gone, what, like. That's how fucking much this impacted people's lives,
That's for
because I
sure.
don't think it's just the bikes. Like,
Yeah.
I think the whole attitude that you guys have about life is where it's pulling people in. It's like fucking, it's intoxicating in such a positive way, you know?
Oh, that's fantastic. The guy that happens to have the bikes, he's got a great museum in Utah.
Wow.
Rick, in Legends. Legends Museum. Yeah, in Springville, Utah. He's a really good friend of Jeff Decker, who's another guy that I absolutely love. I love him, his wife, his kids, everybody. But Rick, and he's got the wife that's the queen. She's the bad motherfucker. But they have a beautiful museum. They have a beautiful tribute. They're actually building on an edition, and most of that edition is going to be Larry.
Wow.
So it's
So how does that make
like,
how does that make you feel? Like,
I love it
I know
because
you're
you know
just a
what?
cool.
It's like we're not the museum anymore. That's really the thing. It's like the team that's come and gone, or the team that's stayed for 10 or plus years. Their heart's in it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they've built some of the most badass bikes to ever come out of the umbrella. And to like send some stuff to the museum, or to encourage people that are going to travel across country or do shit to go see Rick's museum is fantastic, because it's a hub. It's a spot where Rick don't give a fuck about riding the bikes. He likes even older bikes, but he was able to come from nothing and built himself up a mini empire in a way, and collect motorcycles to where nobody's ever going to fuck with them. See, like me riding the collectible bikes, I was breaking everything because I was riding them. I'm riding them in 30-degree fucking weather. If it's not like the Hells Angels 50th anniversary or New York City, it was like, man, I'm showing up on a motorcycle. I got an invite to go. They happen to be guys I know for a very long time. I'm showing up on a motorcycle. So I showed up on one of the little jockey bikes. And, the impression was insane, because there was a lot of people that came from around America that wouldn't have necessarily have seen them, and just goes to show we like to ride the bikes. I mean,
Yep.
That's what they're built for. But then, it comes into like the collectibles like that. And it's like, fuck, man, I cracked that frame in 3 spots. I'd have to
Wow.
sand that down and get Robert to paint it. And Robert Pratke will tell me to go fuck myself if I do something like that, And then it takes away from the originality. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, better to put it on a shelf in a museum. So let's say you come, or your buddy comes, or your girl, or whoever, or somebody hears it and they go, wait a minute, I can go to this place in Utah. I can go skiing or snowboarding in the mountains, and then just make my way down and have, a sandwich and look at all these fucking neat bikes and all this other collectible shit. Because he's got a lot of collectible shit, man. It's fucking bananas.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So,
what is it you think? What is it you think that made like
hey,
people
how are you?
like? What is it you
Sorry.
think that people? No, man, it's cool. It's cool. Like, what do you think people felt that was so fucking cool about the way Larry built the bikes?
I think a lot of it come to his character as well, or the way his body language was. He's not like the original guy for a lot of things. He
No.
just happened to be in the right position in the right spot, and he was a real guy. He was a doer. That was his everyday. The guy didn't have a vehicle outside of his grease monkey bike, really.
That's fucking
So
cool.
him being a regular guy, rain or shine, he'd be out on his motorcycle. I think some of the best pictures out there's a lot, but some of the best, Paul Cox actually took little snapshots, and it was Larry riding a dirt bike in the snow in shorts. So it's like the guy is a regular guy. Again, I can't emphasize how much I love Paul Cox as well. You know,
Yeah.
he's a fucking character in his own right.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm hoping to get him on in the
Fuck.
future as well, man.
Yeah. He just got done with a crazy project yesterday, a big ornamental door project, and anyway, he's great. You'll get him on.
Yeah,
He's
man.
fantastic.
Hopefully, that's gonna be fucking cool as hell, man.
Yeah. You got Billy Lane on yet?
No, man. I mean, I'm literally like, this is my 53rd episode.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So, and mate, that's what I mean. Like, I'm sat in a
Damn.
court.
I
I'm
wish
sat
this
in.
was 54. I'm 54 years old. It would have been a
Uh,
good number to play in the lotto tonight. Fuck,
well,
54.
that'd be cool, man. That'd be fucking cool. And
Oh, shit.
yeah, no, it would have been. So I've got next on. I've actually got Darren.
Oh,
Darren.
I love Darren. Darren's
Yeah,
another
man.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
He is fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Love Darren.
And again, like, this is what I mean. It's like these certain people that just kind of they hold a place in the culture bit, and like when Darren does a video, it's similar like yourself. It's just very, what you see is what you get. Like, you know, I'm here tattooing, like flat out tattooing and doing art, and like coffee and a napkin, drawing on a napkin. It's like,
Yeah.
it's fucking just keeping it fucking. And unfortunately, it's the saying that's used too much. Keeping it real is just used too much, because I don't think there's many people that actually really do keep it real. You know.
I could say the greatest thing is I don't think I've ever used that word in a sentence. I think that's queer. I think saying, you know, at least for the people on the East Coast or outside of California with the homie and the bro, all that shit's queer. It's kind of like
man.
watching Sons of Anarchy. I never watched it because it's kind of queer.
It's just, and that's it. And obviously, it created a. I mean, I did watch it. I'm not gonna lie, I did fucking watch it.
Yeah. Listen, the majority of the people out there watched it, and you know, and that's good. It's nothing bad. You know, we've had opportunities to have bikes on there, and I said no, and they felt it would be good for the brand, and I didn't think it would be.
No, because obviously it's obviously.
I thought it was good. I got some pictures of Kurt Sutter. He bought Indian Larry T-shirts. He wore them behind the scenes because I wasn't into any of the shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's good. I think a lot of that killed the motorcycle clubs because of the corniness and.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. It's like, you know, like, I mean, I grew up around that culture, but again, because I'm not part of it, I'm similar, like you said, like, I know my place. Like, I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not, and my platform simply is not to talk and pretend to be part of that culture. I mean, I've been very, very lucky that I've had a couple of guests on that are from that world, from certain clubs, and you and I both know it'd be easy to fucking title my podcast "Sat Down with XYZ from XYZ Club," and it would get shitloads of clicks on it. But that's not what it's a fucking about. Like,
no,
it's an honor to have you guys take your time and sit with me, and you know, because you don't have to. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got massive numbers, and like, you're not gaining anything directly from sitting and entertaining a waffler that's sat in the north of England, you know?
No. Listen, everything is a gain. Everything is a gain. Just, you know, I'm a person that happens to be grateful. I got up this morning. I needed no assistance in getting out of bed, and life's good. Fuck, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go back inside this place. I'm gonna grab a slice of shitty pizza. I'm gonna watch some guys choke each other, and then I'm gonna get back on my bike and go to the shop, push buttons on a machine, make some derby covers, and that's it.
So, at what point did you realize there was like an opportunity to start creating like derby cover? I mean, you know, like, so
there was a little
primary cover, but
we did little stuff for a number of years, and then some people make shit, and it was more like we can make that. You know, John DePena happens to be one of the most underrated, extremely talented men in the world.
fucking cool, man.
You know, and it's okay. Fuck it, let's do it. Let's see if we can have a run at it. And, okay, this is pretty neat. Let's make this, and can we put the logo on that? You know, some stuff is absolutely queer as fucking could be. But that's the way I see it. You know, there's some stuff that I do that people go, you silly faggot. And I go, absolutely, it's awesome. I love it. So we do it little by little. We don't do crazy amounts. We're not big. We got 4 little CNC machines, you know.
Yeah.
We just didn't want to go overseas for everything, and that's what seems to be the case for a lot of people. And there's nothing bad about it. We just didn't want to be in that pool.
No.
You know, it's like, okay, we'll make hats in one country, and then every other fucking thing we're going to make in this country. Just because we live here. We want the money to cycle here.
Yeah.
You know?
Very,
it's kind of simple.
Yeah, very proud of where you're from and about supporting supporting your community. That's absolutely, man. It's fucking... So I've been asked to ask you a question. A friend of mine is trying to get the brass knuckles that go on the push rod covers, and he said he can't get them. He said, do you guys still make them? And if so, where can he get them from?
Yeah, we had a problem with the caster in what's called the Diamond District in Manhattan, 46th Street, and for probably whatever, it doesn't matter, 17, 18 years, this one place was doing it, and then with the meltdown of the world, they folded and can't get them again. Can't find those people, you know. And I have all the molds. I have a bunch of them in a box, in a drawer actually. So, but I don't have all question marks or question mark wings. I got a couple of FTWs. I got a few things like that. But to be honest, we went from, okay, we can't do those right now. We'll find somebody, to, okay, we have this much money. Let's buy this much material, and we can make more risers and other shit, you know. But if your friend sends me a message, I could send what we have. Not today, because it ain't happening today, but maybe in a week.
He
think probably sent me 100 messages, and I said, fuck off.
No, he said he didn't get anything back, so I think he's possibly a bit surprised that I've managed to get you on here.
Well, there's we got 4 people altogether, 5 people altogether. I'm sorry, in the shop. So a lot of the time, nobody answers the phone. We don't check the voicemail. Sometimes we get emails and we look at them. You know, there's so many junk emails or bullshit, or hey, I bought this bike. This is an original Indian Larry bike. I go, man, that motherfucker didn't make enough bikes to have that many out there. You know, I know them all, and it's like, that's not one. And then they want to swear up and down and tell me that it is, and I go, you know what, I'm mistaken. Of course, that is that Honda really is something that he built. You know, it's all bullshit, a lot of bullshit.
So how many bikes did he build?
Maybe 10.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on, man.
Like real full-on bikes. There's not a many. You know.
The Chain of Destiny bike was the last bike. Yeah, is that right?
The Chain of Mystery was the last bike.
Chain of Mystery. Sorry.
Yeah. So you know, he had his hands in on 2 other bikes at the time, but he didn't get to finish them. The team finished them. You know, the team really, at the end of the day, it's Paul Cox back then.
Yeah.
You know. And those guys want to tell people that Larry built their bikes. I don't dispute it. You know, they paid. That's what they want to believe. That's okay. They can tell themselves that all day long. You know, it's not a bad thing. That's a level of excitement. The difference in the bikes from 15 years ago or 10 years ago to today, there's a tremendous difference in material and quality. And before, I thought it was the best, but shit's only gotten better.
Mate, I think everyone did. Like, I think honestly, I think that's where, I think like I don't know what to be the right word, but the naivety, the innocence of not knowing how much everyone really, and the vast majority of people thought exactly the same. I mean, like the guy that's asking for trying to get the bids, he's like, I'm going to say like, probably late 50s, maybe mid to late 50s. I do apologize, Dave, if I'm way out there, but like I'm only 33. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, and what I'm saying is like that's why after listening to you on a podcast earlier, like I kind of knew that you were going to keep it very real and very humble, and like I thought, you know what, I want to grab a couple of fucking numbers and shit, and Dave's just commented now, he's 65 years old, so the fact that a 65-year-old man's asking someone that's like up like 30 odd Like, can you ask him if it's
Sure,
magic?
sure,
It's fucking
sure.
magic, mate.
It's
It
great.
really
It's
is.
great all around.
It, and the
Listen,
fact
tell
that
him to
it's
just send me some nudes of a female in his neighborhood that's like 45, divorced, and I'll send him some push-on collars.
well, he can fucking eat it. He's all right. He's got you, mate. He's there. It's fucking mint. Love
Color
it.
and size don't matter. I need humor. I need humor in people. If they ain't got
Yeah,
humor, it
man.
sucks.
No, that's it. That's it. The world's too fucking. That's what I mean. The world is too serious, and that's
Yeah.
like I keep saying, like people don't even know they're looking for real shit. You know,
They don't.
That's fucking. So what? Obviously, I'm not going to keep you much longer. So what is the future? Like what are people like us going to get to see next?
Who cares, man? We don't have a globe. We don't have a crystal ball. We're gonna make a couple of other bikes and keep making some parts. Eventually, we're gonna have to move from the location we're in because the landlady, she was a badass. She ruled. Her son's a little fucking bitch, and his dumb decisions has gotten everybody in the rest of the building to move. And eventually, we're gonna move and someplace in Brooklyn.
Cool.
So that's probably the biggest thing I could say, other than going to Verona in Italy in January for the Motobike Expo.
Darren goes to that as well, doesn't he? Because I keep seeing him posting that. Yeah, that's cool.
We'll be set up next to one another if we even set up. I might just show up just to have a good time and fuck off because I tend to just fuck off a lot.
Well, that's it. You got nothing to fucking prove, man.
No, fuck no. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have good food. I'm gonna have good talk, and I'm gonna interview potential stepmothers for my daughter.
I fucking love it. So, have they got to reach certain criteria?
They got to be able to walk. Walk and talk. Yeah. Not much, but a little.
I love it. That's fucking, mate. It's fucking
listen,
awesome.
It's chilly. I'm gonna drink this black cherry fucking seltzer. And I'm gonna go back into this crazy competition and root for a couple of guys that I root for that choked me during the week. But and then I got to get back to Brooklyn, which it's tough when I'm in Jersey.
How long is that trip gonna take?
It'll take like 20 minutes.
That's not so bad then.
That's what they make sidewalks for. Traffic's fucked.
So you can fucking ride on them.
Yeah.
Love it. Fuck them, mate. Love it. So anyway, mate, I'm gonna let you
it's great meeting you. Absolutely great meeting you. Tell your buddy to tell 65 there to, I don't know, send me something. Honestly, Instagram's the best. It's the least queer thing going. I'm on it more than I should be. I think it's how I keep my thumb maintenance going. So
load of that.
Yeah. Fuck. Until I go on a date. But anyway.
And then it's like that.
Oh fuck.
Yes, mate. Yes, love it.
Yeah.
It's been a lot, mate. It's been an honest to God. It's like it's been a fucking true honor.
You're the man. Thanks so much for having me on.
And just to kind of get a bit of an insight into like where it all started and like how it's just fucking cool. It's cool as fuck, honestly.
Call anytime. Send me fucking smoke signal. Whatever you need.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
It was great meeting you, man. Have a beautiful day.
Catch you later, bud. Bye.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.